This video is sponsored by Serious Readers. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Tamlyn and this is Sewn on the Tyne, and I'm back today with a new video which I used to do all the time. I used to do monthly makes and favourites videos and I love doing them, and I think you love watching them, hearing all about the things that I've made that month, and then a few of my favourite things, which are often music, food, TV, like random things, books, that sort of thing. However, I got out of the habit of doing them, and then I was at a point where I wasn't making enough in a month to warrant a video. It's like, here is one thing that I've made. And there's, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, because, I can't churn out loads of stuff. It's just not, it's not where I'm at, and I don't need all of that stuff. Anyway, I miss doing those videos, so I thought I would today do a recent makes and favourites video where I just pick out some of my makes of recent weeks, talk through them, share them with you, and then some of my favourite things. So I've actually got 3 makes to share with you today, one of which there are 2 versions because I made 2 of the same thing. But I'm going to talk to you about them and hopefully you like them. The first one I'm going to talk about today is what I am wearing. It is the Friday Pattern Company Saltwater Slip Dress. If you've been following me for a while, you will know that this is one of my absolute favourite patterns of recent times. I love it. Now, when this was first released, I didn't immediately fall in love with it, but then I just really started to see its potential, and I made my first one, which is actually hanging up on the door over there in a green viscose crepe from Rainbow Fabrics, and I fell in love. Absolutely fell in love. It wasn't without its challenges, because the saltwater features a lot of bias binding that you have to make. So all of the neckline, the straps and everything is made with bias binding, like the armholes, and then also if you add ties, that's made with bias binding. There's a lot of bias binding to make, which can be quite therapeutic and enjoyable, not if you're using a polyester based fabric, which that is. So maybe it's not a viscose crepe, which is what I said it is. I think it's a poly crepe because it would not press. It was really tricky to press. So making bias binding out of a fabric that doesn't press, not really a lot of fun. However, I loved the finished result and I wore it all the time. So much so that I've since made 3 more of that pattern in exactly the same style, well, with one slight little tweak. I make the full length version. I'm yet to try the shorter version, but I really want to. I saw it at the Knitting and Stitching show on the Fabric Godmother stand. It was hanging up as a sample and I just thought, wow, I see the potential in that, with tights, with a cardigan and some boots for winter. I just think that would be ideal. So I definitely want to make a shorter version soon. And I don't think it'll use much fabric either, so it will be great for smaller pieces that I've got in my stash. But all of my versions have been the longer version, which has got this lovely split up each side. The ties are optional, so I added them on my first one. Am I saying I've made 4? Hold on, green, brown, black and white. Yeah, 4. I made 4. I added the ties on my first one, and then since then I haven't added ties to any of my other versions, mainly because I like to add a belt. So if it's got the ties, you can't really add a belt as well because it looks a bit funny. So I really like the look of the ties. I really like the look of the belt. So I can do either or. Obviously it's a time saver not adding the ties and not having to make them because they're quite long and you do bias binding. But I love it both ways. Today you can see that I'm wearing this layered over a long sleeve top, and I'll just stand up and show you. I haven't actually put the belt on because I've just thrown this on and I want it to be nice and comfortable around the house. So you can see that it just sort of hangs loose there. You can see those splits at the side. So I also love wearing this with nothing underneath, so a strapless bra but nothing else, like no layering pieces. And then if I get a bit chilly I can just put a cardigan on. And then I also wear it sometimes with a normal bra and a little crop top underneath as well. So I think it's really versatile and it can be worn in lots of different ways, and it's definitely an all year round piece. I make a size medium at the bust and then I grade out to a large at the hips. That's just where my measurements fell, but I think that's a perfect size for me. It's got enough ease that I need for sort of movement and comfort, but it doesn't look overly big or anything anywhere. So I love it. I definitely recommend the saltwater. It comes in an awesome size range of extra small up to 7X, which takes you from a 32-inch bust to 60-inch bust and a 34-inch hip to a 63-inch hip. So a great inclusive size range there. The only thing that you might need to source are the bra rings and sliders to make the adjustable straps. I picked mine up on eBay. If I can find a link, I will drop it into the description box. But if you just search for them on eBay, you should be able to find them. And it's aimed at confident beginners, which I would definitely agree with. There's nothing super tricky. The bias binding is a little bit fiddly, but if you're patient with it, then it's not particularly tricky. And the instructions are fabulous, and there is a sew along on the Friday Pattern Company YouTube channel as well to talk you through making it. So yes, I love it. The fabric I used for this one is a viscose from a Sew Hayley Jane box, and I did get my nails done to match too, which I really love. I use about 1.8 meters of fabric to make this, which is a lot less than the fabric requirements that the pattern states. So the pattern states I would need, for a size medium, it says I would need 1.7 meters. For a large, it says I need 2.38 meters. I made a medium grading to a large, so I'm kind of in between there really. So yeah, I did get it out of less fabric than the pattern states, which is great. I had 2.5 meters of this to start with, so I've got quite a bit left that I might destash, or I might make up a little cami top or something. I don't know yet. But yes, that is the first make I wanted to share with you, my saltwater slip dress. I wore it to the knitting and stitching show and felt fabulous in it, and I love it, and it's definitely not the last one I'm going to make. I have 4 of them, and there'll definitely be more because I wear them on rotation. I just wear them so frequently that I should really have another one. Right, I'm going to go and get changed into my next make to show you, and I'll be back to share that with you soon. I'm back. So I'm here to share my second make with you, and this is the Calvin wrap dress by True Bias. This is another one that I didn't immediately fall in love with, but recently I started to see lots of beautiful versions that people were making, and I just had to try it. And wow, I absolutely love this. So I'll start off by, I'll talk you through the patterns. So it comes in, this is the paper pattern, sizes 0 to 18. I'll have to double check, I'm not sure if this comes in the wider size range or not. I'll pop it down in the description box for you. So it's a wrap dress and top with exposed bias binding, and that then forms the ties, and the ties are really long that you wrap around and tie in a bow. There are rings and sliders again, so you can alter the length of your straps. You can make it as a short top here, or you can make it as this lovely dress that hits at mid-calf. So its recommended fabrics are light to medium weight woven fabrics, and I've used a viscose for mine. This viscose is from First for Fabrics. I'm going to step back and show you the dress, but I love it. So as you can see, it does come down quite low here. There is an option to add an extra snap just for more coverage, but for me, I'm quite happy with that. I don't have a particularly large chest, so I don't feel like I'm really overexposed. I feel quite happy with this, and I feel fabulous wearing this. So I made a size 8 for this pattern, which is where my measurements fell, but for my hips, they fell into a 12. So I decided to grade out the side seams to a 12. So on the front and the back pieces at the side seams, I graded to a 12. I didn't change anything on the center seam. So on the piece at the front that wraps around here, this is still an 8. I didn't think I needed to change that to a 12. I just decided to add an extra bit of space at the side seams, so those are a size 12. That's where my extra fabric is. The sewing process of this was fantastic. Again, really clear instructions, really straightforward. Yes, there's quite a lot of bias binding again, so if you hate bias binding, this might not be the pattern for you, but it all comes together beautifully. The only thing that I changed as I was making it was I cut some length off these ties because I just found them a little bit too long. I do love the long ties, but they were just slightly too long for me. But yes, another really successful make. I'll definitely be making another Calvin. I'm not sure if I'll make the top, but I'll definitely be making another version of the dress because I love it and I feel fabulous. I'm back with my third make that I wanted to share with you. So the lighting may have changed, my appearance may have changed, the setup may have changed, because the day has changed. Something came up and I wasn't able to finish filming the rest of my video at the same time. So we've just been transported in an instant to another day. So the third and final make I wanted to share with you today is one that I've talked about many times in my Friday sews, but it's the Cardigan by Delia Creates. I'm wearing one here and I've got another one next to me to share with you in a minute. I love this cardigan. So it's a PDF only pattern. It's a relaxed split front cardigan with dolman style sleeves. You can see this whole front piece here is attached. There's not a separate sleeve and front. And then you've got a neckband that comes all the way around. You've got these cuffs here, which are quite long. Both of my versions are the longer version of this pattern, but it does come with two different length options and two different sleeve options. Both of mine are the longer and long sleeved versions, but I do fancy making the shorter sleeved one. I'll probably save that for warmer times. So this is a PDF pattern. I actually got mine from the Fold line when I was just searching for a cocoon style wrap cardigan, but I think it also came free in a sewing magazine. So Like Dotty, Alison, my lovely friend, she has just made it, and her version was an actual paper pattern that had come free in Simply Sewing magazine, I believe, but don't quote me on that. In terms of sizing then, this pattern goes from an extra small to an extra large, which takes you from a 31-inch bust and a 34-inch hip up to a 49-inch bust and a 52-inch hip. Now, after a conversation with the very lovely Emma from Sew Doer Emma, I contacted Delia to ask if there were finished garment measurements available, because Emma had asked me if I had them. I looked in the pattern instructions and couldn't find any. So I messaged Delia to ask her if she had finished garment measurements available. She was extremely prompt in her response to me. She messaged back within about 10 minutes, and then within a couple of hours she'd sent me over the finished garment measurements via email and via Instagram Messenger, which was great. I did encourage her to add those to her pattern because I think it's quite important for people to see if the pattern's going to be available and accessible to them and their body type. So the finished garment measurements take the pattern up to a 77 to 79-inch chest measurement and a 62-inch hip measurement. So hopefully that does make it a more inclusive pattern. It is a very oversized, slouchy fit. In terms of my sizing that I used, so for this one I went with a size medium, and in a minute I'll stand up and show you that. I love it, but it is very oversized. So I did size down on my second one, and I actually sized down 2 sizes to an extra small, but then used a slightly smaller seam allowance. So it was kind of in between a small and an extra small really by the time I did that. The fabric I've used for both of my versions is from First for Fabrics, and it's this lovely chunky knit. This is the sea green colour, and then I've used a black as well. I love this fabric. It's 80% cotton and 20% polyester. It looks like a proper knitted cardigan, which I love. It's $18.95 per metre and it comes in 5 colours. Now, First for Fabrics do only currently ship to the UK. Hopefully that might change at some point, but at the minute that is the situation. So I'm really sorry if you are elsewhere in the world and you want this fabric. I wish I could provide you with it. So let's stand up and show you the cardigans in a full length view. So this is the size medium. See the length there. I can push the sleeves up. I can fold the sleeves back. I can wrap the cardigan around myself to keep warm and snuggly. I can sort of have it hanging off one shoulder to look more relaxed. So yes, absolutely love this one. But then, as I say, I did decide to size down on my next one. So the next one is black. So it's definitely a smaller fit, obviously. It still does wrap around, which is lovely. I can't really slide the cuffs and the sleeves up because it's smaller, so it's tighter on my arms. It doesn't give me that flexibility to push it up, but I don't mind that. I don't mind just keeping it as the long sleeves that it intends to be. And I love that version too. In terms of construction of the patterns, I did most of the construction on my overlocker or serger. I wouldn't say you need to do that, however, you will need to finish the edges because it's the knitted style of fabric. The edges will unravel if you leave them unfinished, so they would need to be finished in some way, whether that is with a zigzag stitch or an overcast stitch on your sewing machine, or with an overlocker. You would need to finish those seams. My machines coped really well with this fabric until I did snap a needle. I was rushing to get this finished in time to take it down to the Knitting and Stitching show in London, and I was frantically sewing, and I think I was just rushing and not taking my time, and yeah, snapped an overlocker needle. But that was fine. I just looked in my instruction manual for how to replace it, and it was really straightforward to replace. I always have spare needles. So I did that, and then I finished it off, and it was great. So yeah, it comes together really quickly. I've actually made another one of these for my mum for her birthday in a lovely soft knit fabric, and then I'm currently working on another one for my mum, which was also for her birthday, but it's just a little bit delayed. So she'll be getting that soon. So yeah, I love the pattern. I'll definitely be making more for myself and for my mum, and I would recommend it to everyone. And so on to a few of my favourite things, and the first favourite that I want to share with you is light. Now that's going to sound a little bit random and a little bit vague, but as a sewist, and particularly a sewist who does most of their sewing at night time, I really struggle with light. I sew when Taylor has gone to bed and when I've eaten my dinner, so it's usually between around the hours of 8 p.m. and 10 and 11 p.m. when I'm actually sewing. So light is a huge issue for me. When you're sewing or cutting out or ironing hems, or all those different elements, maybe doing a bit of hand sewing to finish something off, light is really important because that's like fine detail that you need to be able to see. And the light that I have in this room just doesn't provide the light that I need, and I find my eyes straining, and it's really hard work, and it can lead to headaches and things like that. So light is something I've struggled with for quite some time now. I have been using a Prim desk lamp, which has been good, but not as much as I needed it to. And then I received an email from Serious Readers. Now, Serious Readers are a British brand, a British company. They produce all of their lights here in the UK, and they got in touch with me to ask if I would like to work with them on a sponsored video, and I was really excited by that. Because I need light, I need support with lighting this room so that I can do my hobby in more comfort and see better when I'm doing it. B, I had seen Serious Readers feature on Jess's channel, so Jess from So What If I Sew has worked with them before, and I'd seen them there. But also my mum actually has 4 Serious Reader task lamps in her home. Her and my dad have one each on their bedside tables for reading. They also have one downstairs in the dining room, which they use for reading as well. And then my mum also has one in her sewing room. She highly recommends them, would recommend them to anybody. She's got 4 of them, so obviously she rates them, and she's had them for many, many years now and has never ever experienced a better light, and those are her exact words. So I knew that this was a company that were reputable, were going to be perfect for me to work with, because I think it's something that as sewists, it's really going to help us to have some really fantastic lighting products to help us with our hobby. So despite the company being called Serious Readers, yes, they provide lamps which are used for reading, but they also just make specialist task lights. So lights to light up any hobby that you do, so be that model making or painting or anything where you need to see the finer detail. The lights are perfect for those. Interestingly though, there is a history with Sewing and Serious Readers, and their very first industrial light contract was with Singer many, many years ago. They have been in business now for nearly 40 years, so they're a long-running company, and many of their customers now are actually sewists and knitters. So they let me go onto their website and choose the lamp of my choice from the website, and as part of that, I was able to then get a free compact light as well, and that is the offer that is going to be available to you as my viewers. So if you make a purchase from the Serious Readers website, and that is any of the lights in the range, then you will receive a free £150 value compact light, and that is the one that I've been using. My main light that I've received to try out is still in its box because I'm going to unbox it now with you. But the compact light is the one that I've been using, and that's not even the main product, that's the free gift that you get, which is just awesome. The lighting might change slightly now because I'm going to turn off my compact light and show it to you. So this is the compact light, it's the black version, it's 45 centimeters tall, the base is 12 centimeters in diameter, and it provides a really intense white light. This is flexible, and this is what I found really, really useful. So I've been able to direct this wherever I need it to be directed to on my desk. So whether that's my overlocker, my sewing machine, my hands, if I'm doing something up close with hand sewing or anything like that, or if I've been pinning anything, I can literally move this around, and it's got that amazing flexibility to point it and bend it to wherever I need it to go. So this has just been so useful, and I don't have a huge amount of room on my desk. Let's turn that back on. Oh, not directly there. There we go. I don't have a huge amount of space on my desk because of my machines. I've got 2 machines out all the time, and then all of my other bits and bobs. The compact light is perfect to go on there. The main light that I've chosen, I've actually gone for a floor lamp because I just thought would be better for this space. And I've also gone for something special, which is called the Gemini lamp, and it has 2 heads. And I thought that would be really ideal for using in here because I usually have my ironing board set up behind me here. So if I'm ironing or pressing seams, I could have a light directed onto there while also having a light directed onto where I'm working and sewing. So it's just going to be perfect. So I think that it's time to unbox my lamp, and you can see the option that I went for, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about the technology around that lamp and why it is so awesome. So I'm here on the floor ready to unbox my light, but I just wanted to say the main thing that differentiates Serious Readers from other lamps that are available is the technology it uses. So it uses something called daylight wavelength technology, and that replicates the daylight spectrum as closely as possible. So that really helps to reduce eye strain and make it more realistic, as if you're in normal daylight as opposed to having artificial light on you. So yeah, let's open up the box and let's have a little look. I can't see quite the size of this box, but it's huge. So here it is. You can see there, this is the heavy duty, so the heavy base. So that's going to be really stable in this room. We've got a nice long plug and cable here. And then you can see this is the Gemini. So it's got these 2 heads and these flexible arms. So you can see that's going to be absolutely perfect for directing it exactly where I need it to go. I'm so excited. I should maybe get it turned on and let's have a look at the light that it produces. So the lights arrived really well packaged. It's a fantastic robust box that it arrived in. And I love this Gemini feature that you can have both lights on, or you can just have one, and you can focus it in and adjust it and direct it exactly where you're working, which is going to be really, really useful. This is what I was working with before, with just my main light in the room. And then now you can see with the HD technology, which is the brightest and most natural light, it's incredible the difference that it's made. And you can see Ziggy loves it too. So I hope you enjoyed seeing the unboxing of that amazing lamp. I'm so excited to get started with it. Hopefully you've enjoyed seeing some of the features, and I'm going to be testing that out over the next few weeks. It's going to feature in some videos. I'm going to talk more about it as I learn more and have my life transformed by this lamp, I'm sure. If it's anything like the compact light, and already that's made a huge difference to my life and my sewing, the Gemini lamp, which is so much more powerful, the high definition lamp, it's just going to be great. I'm so excited to be able to sew in comfort at night, not have my eyes straining to try and see things, not get mixed up between black and blue thread. It's going to be great. So if you would like to check out Serious Readers Task Lights, I'll leave a link down below, and if you follow that link, which is my link, you will be able to get a £150 compact light free when you place your order. They deliver worldwide, so no matter where you are in the world, you can pick up your own task light. And like I say, there are lots of different options for you to choose from. They also do offer a 30-day risk-free guarantee. So if you get it and you try it and you're not impressed or you're not happy with it, you've got 30 days in which you can return it, and they'll cover the cost of you returning it too. That just gives you a little bit of peace of mind, I think. So the code that you will need to enter when you place your order to access that offer is SEWTYNE, so SEWTYNE, and that will get you the compact light free of charge with your order. So there you go, light, my first favourite. I hope you enjoyed hearing all about it. So the next favourite that I wanted to share with you is a small business that I want to share the love for. I discovered this business a couple of months ago, maybe 3 months ago. Somebody shared them on Instagram, and I immediately was drawn to the incredible fabrics that they were using. So this business is called Sunny Spells Clothing, and it's a one-woman business based in Oxfordshire, which obviously I have links to because that's where Sam is from. And it's a children's wear business, but the prints of her fabric are just incredible. I don't know where she gets her fabric from. It's so cool. I've never seen fabric like these before. They're amazing. So you might think it's a little bit strange me sharing another children's wear business, because I do have a very small children's wear business called Ruse Rocket. I tend to take commissions rather than having a constant flow of products available, just because I'm so busy with other aspects of my life. But I wanted to share the love for Sunny Spells because her products are awesome, her fabric is amazing, and I've been really happy with the service I've received so far. So the first order I placed was for this gorgeous t-shirt for Taylor. So it needs a little iron. It's just come out of the wash and I need to iron the hem and everything, but it's this gorgeous t-shirt with a little turned up cuff. I think this is age 2 to 3, but the print is just incredible. I think this print might be called To the Moon and Back, possibly. If I've got that wrong, I'm very sorry. I'll pop it across the screen. But it's just such a cool print, and Taylor just looks adorable in it. And it's really well made. Obviously, as a person that sews myself, I appreciate something that's well made, and this is. So that was my first purchase. And then she put on a couple of new fabrics that she was adding to her shop, and oh my goodness, I fell in love with this one. So this is the Harrison print, and it's just adorable. And obviously Taylor's granddude is a musician in a band, but also Taylor's grampy, which is my dad, is also a musician. He was a guitar teacher for many, many years, and that just is really perfect for Taylor, with both of his granddads being musicians. So I loved it and couldn't resist it. She has also added adult headbands to her shop. So I think I ordered this one. So that's in the matching Harrison print. I just thought it's perfect for when I'm getting ready, like when my hair's wet and I want to do my makeup and I just want to keep my hair off my face. It's ideal for that. Or if I want to put a face mask on, I can keep my hair away from my face. So I ordered that one, and she actually popped in this one as a free gift for me, which I thought was just so kind. So it's in the print that I'd ordered Taylor's t-shirt in the first time round. So I'll leave the links to Sunny Spells clothing down below. Do check them out. I just absolutely love the prints. They're really fun and retro and a little bit different to other things that I've seen. She does have 2 Christmas prints. I have placed an order for a long sleeve top for Taylor in this print, which I just think is absolutely gorgeous. So yes, do go check her out. And then the final favourite that I wanted to share with you today is a music favourite. I haven't done this for a while, and I always got really positive comments about my music favourites, and people often went and purchased CDs or checked them out on YouTube or whatever, and it's really great just to share that love of music. Music is a huge part of my life, and I'd like to share that with you. So this music favourite is the new album called Women of the World, and it's by Chris Weil and Julie Matthews, who are an incredible female duo. They have been going for many years. They're super talented. They play various musical instruments and also both have incredible voices. We saw them over the summer. They played at the Fringe Festival, which was part of Cropredy Festival that we went to. There's like a Fringe Festival in the village, and Chris and Julie played there. And when they play, they just radiate this incredible energy, and it makes you feel so warm and fuzzy and happy inside. That sounds really over the top, but it's true. They just have a really captivating style about them. Their personalities are just beautiful, but their voices just really just hit me, and they're incredible. I think they're absolutely amazing. This is their new album, which I ordered. Now, we only actually have one CD player, and that is the CD player in my car. But I do like to buy the CD because I feel like the artists themselves get more money by a purchase of a CD as opposed to a digital download. So I do like to do that, and it's just nice to have that special souvenir. So when it's sort of smaller bands and artists, I do like to support them in that way. So this album is amazing. My particular favourite track is the title track, which is called Women of the World. It's track number 1. So do go check them out. That's Chris and Julie there. This is Julie and this is Chris, and they're just beautiful, beautiful people. They are actually also in a band with Sam's dad, which is a Christmas band called St. Agnes Fountain. So I'll also leave a link to them. Do check them out, because over November and December, I spend a lot of my time listening to St. Agnes Fountain. They're amazing. But if you get a chance to go and see Chris and Julie at any point, like in a live gig, please do, because you will not regret it. They are amazing. And that is everything for today. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you've enjoyed what I had to share with you. And thank you in advance for supporting my first sponsored video. Obviously, that's something that may happen more here and there. Not every video is all of a sudden going to become sponsored. I don't have that many people interested in sponsoring me, but I will be producing some sponsored videos, you know, as a way of sharing new products with you, but also as a way of making an income for me. So I hope you do support that and understand. I will only share things with you that I genuinely believe in and I genuinely think are beneficial to myself and to you. So I hope you are okay with that. If you've enjoyed today's video, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you don't already. I'd love to have you here on my channel, and we're getting ever closer to that 11,000 that I want to get to before my birthday in December. I hope you're all really well, and I'll see you all again soon in my next video. Happy sewing! Bye! This is one of my absolutely favourite... Does that make sense? If you've been... So I've actually got 3 makes to show with you. Hi everyone, thank you.